Hey everybody, it's Tox from CritHappen.com. Thanks for watching and welcome back. Today we're here with a crit list and I'm going to go through the top 10 games that I am most interested about when we're looking at Gen Con. Now there's a lot of things that are coming out for Gen Con, so much so that just BoardGameGeek.com alone has like 10 something pages of everything that is available, all the different things that are going to be there just from a board game perspective. And there's quite a bit. So honestly narrowing it down to 10 was pretty hard. But I got down to what I thought were the ones that I'm the most interested in, and I thought I would share them with you. Now, these are by no means the best games. These are by no means the games that I am recommending everyone should go buy and check out. But these are games that are interesting to me. This will probably give you a little more insight into the things that I like and maybe help you to determine likes, dislikes, alignments, and disalignments for future reviews as well. So let's go ahead and jump into it. I did make a nice little list to make sure that I didn't forget anything that I wrote down note-wise. But we'll go from the bottom up. So there are a few mentions that I want to do before we get into the top 10 list. The first one is a game called Consequential, which is by Carl Chudyk and Asmodee Games, not Asmodee or Asmodee. It's Asmodee Games. This is, I think, a 3 to 5 player game that looks really interesting. I really like Carl. I like some of his other designs and inventions, so to speak. And I think this one looks very interesting. So Consequential is definitely on the target list to check out. Then there's another game that I believe is going to be released at Gen Con, pending some shipping things, the way it looks like from looking at some things on Kickstarter and online. But it's called Heroes Wanted from Action Phase Games. This is Travis Chance and Nick Little, and I had a chance to play Heroes Wanted at Board Game Geek Con last year with the Board of Life guys, and it was really fun. It was a very different style game. You get to like piece your superheroes together. It did very well on Kickstarter, and I believe they're going to have copies of it there at Gen Con. Travis, as you may remember, was the designer for another game that I absolutely enjoyed called Infamy, which was totally different but still very fun, from Mercury Games. So if you haven't checked that out, definitely check that out as well. And then there's two that I just barely missed the top 10 that I'm really excited about, both from the same publisher, Level 99 Games. So Pixel Tactics 3, which is phenomenal. I love Pixel Tactics. It's one of my favorite two-player games to play. And the third expansion is going to be out at Gen Con. And then what I think is one of the more refreshing games that I have played in a very long time. Also played it at BGG Con, and I'm looking forward to seeing it at Gen Con. Another successful Kickstarter, because that's all Level 99 Games does, is successful Kickstarters. It's called Argent the Consortium. And we got a chance to play this game at BGG Con last year. It's a Euro placement game, but it is very different in the way that it works. You know, there's a lot of really good theme in this world of, you know, BattleCon, and it takes some of the elements from that and puts it into this worker placement game where you're gaining spells, you're learning how to use the spells, you're truly at this like academy of mages, and it's really awesome game. So I'm really looking forward to that one as well. So let's jump into the top 10 and we'll see how this goes. Would love to hear your comments, of course, on these. Are these games you're interested in? Are these games you're not? And we'll see how it goes. So number 10 is Warhammer 40K Conquest. This is a living card game by Fantasy Flight Games, of course based in the Warhammer 40K universe. I used to play 40K quite a bit a long time ago when I had more money and more hair. And I'm really looking forward to this. I like LCGs. I love the non-collectible aspect of it. And pretty much almost every LCG that Fantasy Flight has come out with, I have thoroughly enjoyed. I love Netrunner. I think Netrunner is a phenomenal game. I actually love Star Wars even more than Netrunner. And Game of Thrones has been excellent. The Cthulhu game has been excellent. Of course, the Lord of the Rings game has been excellent. So there's a proven track record there, and I'm positive that Warhammer 40K is going to be successful as well. It's a great franchise. It's a great name. They have beautiful artwork and a great team working behind the scenes on the LCGs at Fantasy Flight. So I'm really excited about that one and checking it out. Hoping to get a copy, but worst case, hoping to play and check it out as well. So next one is one who I've heard mixed things on from people. I've heard some people be like super excited for this game, and I've heard other people just kind of average on this game. The first, or number 9, excuse me, I almost said the first, it's not. Number 9 is Abyss. It's by Asmodee and Bombix. It's a Bruno Cathala game. I really like Bruno. I think he does great stuff. And this is it's kind of like set collection with engine building, and it looks very interesting. You know, you have to recruit people to use them to gain area control effects, and it just looks very, very interesting. The theme looks different, the artwork looks different, and I really like that. And with Bruno's name on it, it's something I would definitely want to check out. So I'm really looking forward to Abyss. Number 8 is actually, I guess, a reprint, you could call it. There is a collector's tin of Roll For It, which is my favorite pocket game. I carry Roll For It everywhere I go, and there's a collector's tin at Gen Con, and I am really excited about that. Unfortunately, with my role at Arcane Wonders, I'm probably going to be glued to my booth during Gen Con, so I'm not going to get much of a chance to get that one, so I'll have to see what we can do to figure that out. But it looks really cool. It looks exciting, looks fun, and it's Roll For It, so how can you not like it? So I'm really looking forward to that. Let's see, number 7. Number 7 is 5 Tribes by Days of Wonder. And I'm a little tentative about this, only because of Relic Runners. Relic Runners had the exact same hype as 5 Tribes. It looked good, cool components, cool artwork, Days of Wonder, all these really good things. But Relic Runners kind of fell flat. I mean, I enjoyed Relic Runners, but I didn't enjoy it as much as the hype would have led me to believe I would have enjoyed it. So I'm going into 5 Tribes a little cautiously. It looks really good. It's, again, a Bruno Cathala design, so I'm really looking forward to checking out more of what he does. And you know that at worst case with Days of Wonder, you're getting a beautifully designed game. Whether or not it executes and delivers is a different thing, but we will see. But 5 Tribes is definitely on the list at number 7. So number 6 is actually a game I already own. I already have it, but it's going to be at Gen Con. I don't believe they're going to have a booth, but they're going to have a area in the demo section where you can check it out, and it is Hoplomachus Rise of Rome. It is the sequel to Hoplomachus that came out a while back on Kickstarter. Rise of Rome was also a Kickstarter by Chip Theory Games, and it is just phenomenal. I mean, it is gladiatorial combat in a very well executed way. It's a very well balanced game, and it is something that I enjoy both as a solo aspect, because there is solo scenarios with it, and then also, you know, player versus player, and you can also do players, you know, versus the arena. And they have a lot of different options to play this game, but I think the way it executes itself is really, really cool. You have all these like poker chips that you can stack up to represent health. It's a game that's very visual. When you see it being played, you immediately understand who's doing well and who's not doing well based on the height of the units and their health. So it's just really cool. They had a great setup last year in the demo hall. They had this like big wheel where you could like spin and get prizes and like drop chips down things, and it was really, really cool. So if you get a chance, go into the demo hall, find Chip Theory Games, check out Hoplomachus, definitely check out the new one, Rise of Rome. You will be very happy if you did. I was very, very excited about that. So number 5, man, you know, I love Asmodee, or however you want to pronounce their name. But it drives me bonkers when they make a game that I don't know how to pronounce. So number 5 is either Lords of Exodit, or Lords of Zidit, or Lords of Zidit. I don't know. It's Xidit. It looks gorgeous. It's push your luck, let it ride kind of. You're gonna be basically losing people as you go through the game based on majorities. So you're gonna have to like balance your actions throughout the game, and it looks beautiful. It looks great. I'm very excited about however you pronounce it. I'm gonna call it Lords of Exodit, but we'll see how it works out. But I'm really excited about that one. Then, to no surprise of anybody, there's 2 of the top 4 that are going to have the same designer. If you know anything about me and my likes and dislikes in games, there is one guy who is probably my favorite designer amongst everybody in the industry. Number 4 is from Antoine Bauza, and it is Samurai Spirit from Funforge. This game looks really cool. It's cooperative, it's 1 to 7 players. You're going to be these like samurai with this unbelievable artwork where you're going to have to defend the village, you're going to have bad guys you're drawing, you're going to have to choose, do I help my other samurai? Do I defend against this bad guy? And it looks like the kind of game that is right up my alley. Decisions to make, never enough resources to do everything you want to do, but you've got to fend off everybody that's coming after you. It kind of feels a little like Ghost Stories maybe had a little bit of influence into this, so we'll have to see, but it looks really good. I really like Funforge. I think Funforge is a great company. They make really fun games. They do really good jobs on artwork, components, and things like that, so really, really looking forward to Samurai Spirit. Number 3 is Legendary Encounters, a deck building game, an alien deck building game by Upper Deck. So this was announced last Gen Con. It is like Legendary, the Marvel Legendary system, but very different. You're going to have familiarity in terms of like recruitment and fight, I believe, but from there it's going to become completely different. I'm a big fan of the Alien series. I think they were great movies. Maybe not all of them, but a majority of them. The artwork looks really cool on this. It's perfect timing with the anniversary of Alien, and Upper Deck has done a great job with Legendary. When Legendary first came out, Marvel Legendary, I thought it was a good game. And then things just amped up at Dark City, and it went off from there. The latest, which I've been playing a ton of, is Legendary Villains. Legendary Villains is phenomenal. I remember sitting down with Jason Brenner after playing a couple of games of Legendary and giving him some feedback going, you know what would be really cool? If everything just kind of like flipped on its head and the villains were the good guys and the good guys were the bad guys and suddenly you get to play as the villains and lo and behold, it's brilliant. I'm so happy about this. So Legendary Encounters, a deck building game for Alien, is completely, you know, taking what you know and kind of, again, flipping it on its head. And I really like that. I've been really happy over the last couple of years with how Jason has handled Upper Deck and what's been happening with that company. And I'm really looking forward to seeing this one. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Number 2 is, of course, another Antoine game. It is Seven Wonders Babel. You could put Seven Wonders poop on a box and I would probably go crazy for it. I love Seven Wonders. I think it is a great game. It is a wonderful gateway game. It is a wonderful deep strategy game. Excuse me, you could take it as light or as deep as you want to take it. You can play with friends casually. You can play with friends competitively. I think it's a great game. And Babel looks really cool. Babel kind of reminds me a little bit of Scoundrels of Skullport in that there's 2 different modules and you kind of pick and choose what you want to put into the game, similar to how Skullport did for Lords of Waterdeep. So really looking forward to Babel. I think that's going to be a nice injection, reinvigorating kind of gameplay back into Seven Wonders. So I'm pretty excited about that. And then number 1, not just because I am from there originally, but because it looks flippin' amazing and awesome. It is a smash down, beat up, throw energy, toss buildings time. It is King of New York by Yellow. King of New York looks phenomenal. It's, you know, King of Tokyo brought to New York. They've been very hush-hush about a lot of things around this. We actually were given a new preview card to show on Crits Happen a couple days back. Really excited about it, and it looked exactly the same. I mean, it kind of had energy, it had the keep and discard stuff. So I'm not too sure what all the hush-hush is about it, and that might be nothing. It might just be hush-hush to generate hype around it. But King of Tokyo is easily one of the best games sitting on my shelf. And King of New York just looks, artwork-wise, like more of what you already love. And for the price point and for the amount of fun that you got out of King of Tokyo, I'm really looking forward to seeing what Yellow and what their team is going to come out with for King of New York. So that is definitely high on my list. Now you may wonder, of course, why maybe my game Sheriff of Nottingham is not on there. It's because I just didn't want to do that. So I am excited about that, but that is for Arcane Wonders and everything I'm doing with them. This is about Crits Happen and the games outside of that that I'm excited about. So let's run them down really quickly again. So of notable mention, Consequential, Heroes Wanted, Pixel Tactics 3, and Argent the Consortium. Then number 10 is Warhammer 40k Conquest. Number 9 is Abyss. 8 is the Collector's Roll for it. 10. 7 is 5 Tribes. 6 is Hoplomachus Rise of Rome. 5 Lords of Blah Exodus. I don't know. Number 4 is Samurai Spirit. Number 3 is Legendary Encounters, a deck building game. Number 2 is Seven Wonders Babel. And number 1 is King of New York. So what do you think? Are those good? Are those bad? Am I right on? Am I crazy? And what are the games you're most excited about? Probably most notably on my list, or missing from my list, is Pathfinder the Adventure card game. Now I am very excited about the new adventure. However, I still haven't finished the first adventure, so I still have a couple more things to get done with that before I jump into this. So with the subscription model that Paizo has, I will be picking that up for sure. But unfortunately, it's probably going to be a little bit delayed in terms of me ripping into it just because of the other stuff that I need to do from the original Pathfinder Adventure card game series. But that is definitely one you may want to check out as well. Let us know what you think. We'd love to hear from you. Let us know, am I right on? Am I right off? Are there things that you're looking for that I haven't even put on this list? And if so, what are they? Let me know. Feel free to put your comments below in the YouTube channel. Of course, you can join in on Facebook and Twitter by searching Crits Happen or at our homepage at critshappen.com. But if you see me walking around Gen Con, definitely feel free to stop by, say hi. I'll be at the Arcane Wonders booth for most of the time. I'll be walking around doing a bunch of meetings in between. Never a problem to stop and say hi, chit-chat about whatever you want to talk about. I always look forward to hanging out with everybody. At the end of the day, that's what Gen Con is all about. It's about the great people, catching up with your friends, and having a good time. So, until we see you at Gen Con, keep rolling those dice, and we hope they're all crits.